Hello and welcome back. Today I am especially excited to show you how to make some of the most delicious cookies I have had in a long time. Almond Meringue Orange Zest cookies. These cookies are light and airy, low fat, low carb, and 100% gluten free. These cookies are guaranteed to be a hit anywhere you go, and they are perfect for any occasion. And it's like my grandmother always said, when in danger or in doubt, bake some cookies, give them out. Here are the ingredients we'll need. Some powdered sugar, an orange, a lemon, some almond extract that I have right here. And we will also need some vanilla extract. You can use vanilla beans if you want to, but vanilla beans are very expensive where I live. So I'm going to use this vanilla extract from Costco. You will need 2 eggs, some almond flour. Almond flour is a very good source of protein, and it can be used as a lower carb, gluten-free substitute for regular wheat flour. Almond flour is also a very good source for magnesium and vitamin E. Lots of vitamin E. I also have some slivered almonds here as an optional ingredient. I'm going to start with 200 grams of almond flour. I might need a little bit more, but 200 grams is a good place to start. Okay, now I'll add that to my mixing bowl. I am now measuring 200 grams of powdered sugar. And we'll add that to the mixing bowl. Sift together well the powdered sugar and the almond flour. This would probably have been easier if I had one of those flour sifter things, but instead I'm going to break up the big lumps with my spatula. That's good enough, I think. These are going to be minimum effort cookies. We'll need to separate 2 eggs. I just learned this trick recently. Use an empty water bottle to easily separate eggs without getting your hands dirty. Like the barbarian I used to be before I learned this trick. Now it's time to make the meringue. I'm adding the egg whites to my mixer. You don't need to use this whole lemon. You only really need to use a few drops. Alright, let's start that going. Okay. A little bit faster there. Let's let it get a good start before okay, there we go. Add a few drops of lemon juice to the meringue while it is mixing. If you don't have lemon juice, you can use cream of tartar, but in my opinion, I think lemon juice tastes better. It's the acid in the lemon juice that stabilizes the meringue, allowing it to become fluffy, yet also sturdy. And that is a perfect meringue. fold the meringue into the almond flour and the powdered sugar mix. Add the zest of 1 orange to the cookie mix. This is where having a zester really comes in handy. Be sure to zest only the orange part of the skin, because when you get down to the white part of the orange peel, it tastes bitter. recipe I'm using is a translation, and I think whoever translated this recipe into English meant to write teaspoon but wrote tablespoon instead. I'm following the recipe as it's written, but 2 whole tablespoons of almond extract, which I'm adding right now to give the recipe the benefit of the doubt, seems a bit much. Now the recipe calls for a whole tablespoon of vanilla extract, which would mean a total of 3 whole tablespoons of extract in this cookie mix. But, okay, let's see what happens. No, that's way too watery. If you are following along, just change tablespoons to teaspoons, so it should actually be 2 teaspoons of almond extract and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Luckily, fixing a mistake like this is really easy. Just add a bit more almond flour until you get the right consistency. I added an extra 50 grams of almond flour, and now the cookie dough is the consistency it should be. Cover it up and refrigerate overnight. Alright, freeze frame. Here's a quick over-the-shoulder peek of what I currently got in my fridge, at least the part you can see. So here we have some sriracha, horseradish mustard, some Dijon mustard, soy milk for me, regular milk for my husband and everybody else, half and half, bottled fizzy mineral water, some freshly cut watermelon, orange marmalade, those are dates, I got some iced tea there, what is that, leftovers probably, assorted fresh vegetables in that bin, assorted fresh fruits, those are mochi rice cakes, 2 cans of biscuits, Parmesan cheese in a plastic container, nasty fake lemon juice that tastes like lemon chalk. I'm never buying that again. A bottle of hoisin sauce, a jar of pepperoncini, some bitters, and that is Worcestershire sauce. If you guys want a more complete what's in my fridge tour, comment down below. And now back to our regularly scheduled video. The chilled dough should now be easy to mold. It should be about the same consistency of Play-Doh. Pour some powdered sugar in a bowl to roll the cookies in. If you want to be extra, I guess you could sift it, but it ain't gonna happen here today. small spoonfuls of the cookie dough into the powdered sugar. Make them slightly smaller than a golf ball, maybe about the size of a walnut, give or take. Cover the outside of the dough with powdered sugar to keep it from sticking to your hands. Now mold the dough into a ball and make sure it has plenty of powdered sugar on the outside of it. Once you've made a ball, flatten the top of it slightly. I'm using a sheet of baking paper, also called parchment paper, so that the cookies won't stick to the pan. And it also makes cleanup a lot easier. So this melon baller I'm using to measure out the dough is one of my least used of all my kitchen gadgets. I'd say its uselessness rates just below grapefruit spoon and slightly above the George Foreman grill. I've got one of those too. It's in a box in a cabinet right next to one of those cast iron fajita skillets that comes with a little wooden tray. I had big ambitions when I bought those. So right now I'm using this melon baller to measure out dough so I can justify hanging on to it. But honestly, I think you and I both know this would have been a lot easier if I had just used another regular spoon. I'm trying to do this one-woman assembly line style. I should just throw away that stupid melon baller. None of these cookies are going to be the same size. Oh yeah, and make sure you have clean hands when you do this. I didn't think I had to say it, but you never know. first cookie is going to be huge. I think maybe this should do it. All right, there you go. Last cookie. Okay, those. Try to space them evenly apart and make sure they are more or less round and slightly flattened. Here's the giant cookie. I'm going to make it a little flatter than the other since it's so big. Some slivered almonds. This ingredient is optional. You can use slivered almonds to decorate the tops of the cookies if you want, or you can chop them up and put them in the cookie dough if you want the cookies to have more crunch. It's all a matter of personal preference, really. I myself, I don't like cookies that have extra crunch in them. Like I don't like cookies that have nuts in them. But I know some people do, so I'll put slivered almonds on top of some of these cookies. And now they are ready to go into the oven. Set the oven temperature to 320 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius. Let the cookies bake for 22 to 27 minutes. Use less time for chewier cookies and use more time if you want the cookies to be crunchier. When fresh out of the oven, these cookies will be somewhat soft and moist, but don't worry, they will reach the ideal texture once they cool down. Store the cookies in an airtight container. They taste even better the next day. I'm going to have another one. There's a lot of powdered sugar. When these are fresh out of the oven, the outside is slightly crunchy, and the inside is more chewy. So you have those different textures. You can definitely taste the almond and a hint of vanilla. Sorry. Those little bits of orange zest that we put in there, when you bite into one, that mix of that orange zest and the almond and the vanilla and everything, they blend together so well. I think these cookies would be perfect for the summertime because they're not too heavy. There's no butter fats in here at all, and there's none of the yolk from the egg. It's just the egg white. So you've got that real fluffy macaroon texture. These are really good. I really recommend, if you're a cookie lover like me, I recommend you try making these and then let me know in the comments below how they came out for you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you did, and subscribe to my channel, and then hit that little bell to receive notifications of new videos. I will put a link in the description below to my Amazon store where you can find some of the items and ingredients that I use to make these delicious cookies. Thank you very much once again, and I will see you again soon. Ci vediamo presto. Ciao. I need some espresso. Ten would do again.